and compete. And like I said, carry on from the month of what we've done in September.
Was there anything you want to see from Cam defensively? To obviously year one, you showed the performance on the side of the ball, but you want to see anything improvement going to year two?
Yeah, just growth overall, and that's recognition of coverages and schemes. Communication, more so off ball. I think, like you said, he was really good on the ball, but could improve off ball and recognition of things of that sort. So not just for Cam, but other guys. I think that's one of the hardest things for our young guys is communication off ball, and he falls in that category.
Understanding that it's the first day of training camp for a rookie, how did we adjust to the change from what was being done in the offseason to what you're asking now?
It was good. He was fine. I think he's got a good taste of it through Summer League and what we've been doing in the last month. So didn't do a whole lot of things schematically today that he hasn't seen. So it's just like I said, getting out and playing, and he's been fine as far as that. It's going to take all our young guys, new guys, a little bit of time, but he's a smart guy with high IQ, very cerebral, so he catches on pretty quickly.
How was today in terms of, was it review and a first day kind of catch up, or is it jump right in and doing the same sort of work that you want to do 2 weeks from now, a month from now, so on?
No, I'd say we'll get way more in depth in the next few weeks, but it was a good review of some of the things we did last year. We watched some film on areas where we improved throughout the year, throughout the season last year, but also just to get after it a little bit too. So these guys have done a ton of work in the off season, had a very long off season, so they're in great shape to just get in, and we don't really have to ramp them up. They're ready to go as far as that, but we'll get much more in depth as we go in the next week or two.
Coach, how beneficial it is to have so many players on your roster that can play so many different positions?
Yeah, it's great for both sides of the ball. Obviously, defensively, it gives us versatility to feel comfortable switching and guarding multiple positions, but offensively opens up a lot as well for the playbook, where guys that can handle screen, play on and off ball. Fred can do all those things. Our man obviously you saw last year. So it's not a lot of weaknesses there, and you can use guys in a variety of ways.
You mentioned last season kind of keeping things kind of simple throughout the year, just very basic principles and stuff. How quickly do you think you're going to get into some more advanced stuff this year?
We will at times. I think we saw the things that worked really well for us, and we want to add other things, but there are some minor tweaks and things that we did see regardless of plays and play calls that we liked, and I think just increasing pace, offensive rebounding, and some of those simple things that aren't necessarily a new play, but things that we really saw that worked well post All-Star break.
We're having such a deep roster. How much of training camp preseason will go into who will be in the rotation and who won't be in the rotation?
A little bit of both. I think we have a unique schedule as far as the 2 games in 3 days, and then a week off to kind of reevaluate things in 2 games in 3 days to end it. So it'll be a little bit of both, where we just look at different lineups and those things early, have the week to reassess, and then kind of zero in on what we want to do in the last 2 games.
How much did it help to have a little bit more space too with multiple courts? If you have any drills or anything that you want to do with having now 2 courts instead of maybe 1?
Yeah, you can just get to everything a little bit quicker. Where obviously at McNeese State we had the 2 courts there, and so we could do some of that. But once we get back to Houston, we're a little bit limited with what we can do, and it's great to be able to run multiple baskets and stations and do some things like that. And so we compete at a higher level with more guys and more teams on the court.
You mentioned the film session earlier. What were some of the specific things that you guys got into during that?
What worked well last year and what didn't. Looking at the numbers overall, and some of the consistency areas where we had some winning and losing streaks, and so it's impressive when you look at some 5, 6, and 11 game winning streaks, but there were too many 3 game losing streaks in there. So we want to self-correct and adjust to things quicker on the fly, where we're avoiding some of those ups and downs. But we looked at the competitiveness, things I asked them last year, how we kind of overachieved in a lot of those areas, but now it's time to zero in and be more consistent across the board. Sacrifice is going to be a big thing with our group. The depth that we have, it's not going to be everybody's night each game, but playing for your teammates, making the right play on both ends of the floor, just look at the big picture and how we can take the next step.